Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back to Operation Status Quo. Yo.
Heyo.
Heyo. How we doing out there today, ladies and gentlemen? On what's today? Today is, well, obviously today is the day after. It's the day after. Oh my goodness gracious. How we doing? How we feeling? Finally got through all the madness, right? So first and foremost, as I always say, do I always say? I pretty much do. I guess I probably say the same thing all the time. Anyway, this is Operation Status Quo. I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host right here on Operation Status Quo. And of course, this is the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And most importantly, we learn to create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing out there today to create your own flow of quo? Because I know a lot of people are probably upset. You know, it doesn't matter which side you're on, which side would have won. There would have been people upset either way, so it doesn't matter. So, you know, what are you doing out there to disassociate yourself from all the noise and the madness, and remember that all the true essence comes from right in here, this beautiful little space, your heart, your beautiful little heart center, where your cozy little soul just resides, and it's hanging out in there, and it's just loving life, and it's loving the world, and it's happy to have this physical existence and the opportunity to engage with the world and learn. Right? It's so, man, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. I love it. Oh, hold on. Let me go back over here. I just noticed I got this one sound effect. Because Thanksgiving's coming, by the way. So I got my turkeys. They're all set up. As we get a little closer, we'll bring the turkeys. We'll talk more. I ain't no jive turkey. Okay, so anyway, guys, today is the 6th, right? Yeah, the 6th of November in the good year 2024, and today's program is entitled The Aftermath, because it's all over, thank goodness, the election and the nonsense. I didn't even know the results, really. I went to bed before anything was called officially. Didn't really pay much attention, really, honestly. I was sitting out back last night. I had a little fire going, and I was cooking some chicken on the fire outside. It was really nice, actually. I wasn't paying attention to any of it, because you know how we talk about here on Operation Status Quo, no matter what, okay? No matter what, it is important to remember, you know, that the outside world is a reflection of within, and, you know, the more power we give away to the entities and the ongoings of the noise out there, you know, takes away from our power within. So, you know, we have everything we need within ourselves to live the best life possible. You know, you guys know how I feel in general. I mean, first, let me just say, of course, you know, I mean, I've spoken on it multiple times. So, you know, if I would have voted, you know, like when OJ wrote the book, if I had done it, if I did it, it's like, if I voted, it would have been for Trump, but I didn't, you know, and I am happy. I'm happy that he won, you know, because I like him as a character and a personality and all that, you know, but it doesn't take away from, you know, what I still, you know, talk about here on Operation Status Quo, you know, is that, you know, the government is, you know, in general is evil. It's like, I'm not saying, and, you know, I'm not going to, let me try to couch this, because really what I want to talk about today is the importance of everybody just, you know, remembering that we're all friends with each other. We're all brothers and sisters in this life, you know, so it doesn't matter, you know, one way or the other. I mean, I do feel, you know, just my personality, my existence, you know, my perception, you know, I do feel that, you know, the way that if you want to use the terms left and right like they do, you know, I feel, you know, the left side over the time has gotten, you know, I don't know, just like, you know, crazy in certain regards. and everybody, you know, looks at it as like the, you know, under like freedom, and like we're losing freedom. I don't know, just weird choices. Like I'm not against anything, you know, like even just say, even like, you know, with some of the sexuality stuff that they want to teach in schools, or, you know, people with their genders and different things. Like, you know, listen, there's a place for everything. There's a way, you know, for everything. But when we polarize it by taking like, you know, figureheads, you know, from either side, or, you know, this big pomp and circumstance type, you know, idea of like some group or whatever, whatever that's going to like save everybody. That's the thing that, I hope people take away the most, whatever side you're on, those that are, I see people, through social media that, are huge, Trump supporters, obviously, and everything. And everybody's, thank God and, Jesus won and, all this kind of stuff and whatever, but don't think that he's going to be the savior either. So what's that mean? Like, what's that mean on that side for the people who love him so much? What's that mean now that he's there? You think you're just going to like kick your feet up and he's going to like wiggle his nose and everything's going to be like magic and everything's going to be good? Our world is in this state, because of power structures that create an environment that keep humanity down, basically. So, I think, because of the way I think, like that there are everything's in levels, is what I'm trying to say. Everything's in levels. So, we see this level, but there's always another level, another level, another level. So, I just mean it plays out like, we think we're just seeing, politics as usual or, policies and agendas, but I don't know. Like, I think it's bigger than that. I think, I really do believe, and I know people think it's crazy with the whole Q and all that stuff, but, I do think Trump is part of a movement that, I hope that's what it is. And, we're not being suckered on that side too. Again, you can't really put your faith in anything except for yourself. That's why I don't go, crazy, pounding my fist about do, and this is going to be, and, because it's just, you just can't really count on, any side. But I do think that there's a movement in place, and I wouldn't even say that it's like, the right side or, the right or left. Like it's, but there in general, there's like, like as I always talk about humanity and consciousness, we're growing, remember, we're energy, we're frequency, we're vibration. So, when we pigeonhole ourselves in the mindset of, the physical world and what's going on and trapped within the little box of ideas that we think is the way everything is, but it's bigger than that. And as we expand the way, we think, I think that's why we're seeing things happen the way they happen. I'm saying like what's going on politically and why I support Trump and think that it's more than the show and the facade that we see, the way he talks and everybody wants to, thinks he's like this evil person, because of things that he says. But I think it's bigger than that. Like, I think it's like that is a catalyst in a sense. It's like driving people in a direction. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, when I see the two sides, and I try to be very objective, because I like different things about both sides. I can't it's not all one or the other for me, just Trump is funny. Just like back when Ross Perot ran for president back in the day, I voted for him back when I was still voting, because he was funny. I got my charts, got my graphs, got my charts, we're going to make this country great, So like, he was just a fun character. Plus I was a teenager, so, it was my first election that I was able to vote in. And I threw my vote away. Well, you're always throwing your vote away because it doesn't really matter. I think it's all kind of, no matter what, who knows what really happens. I'm just saying it's all contrived either way. But so, I think it's part of, okay, that's what I was going to say. See, I get myself off track, and then I lose my thought. But like when I observe the two sides, I see the I hate to use the terms right and left, but I'm just doing that for the confines of the conversation. But when I see the right, for again lack of a better term, I see people who feel empowered. People who want to, who take responsibility for their actions more. I'm not saying all of them, not all of them, but like in general, the basic, kind of mindset of a lot of people I meet in that regard are people who, who want to do like, they're not, just good people. And then like, I'm not saying bad people on the other side, but the other side, I see a lot and not all, again, not all. Okay. So it's not a black or white issue here and everything's one or the other, but there is a lot of complaining that, and there's a lot of, victimhood is like really what I feel like. Everybody's worried about, what rights are going to be taken away and, all that kind of thing. And it's like, and I said this before, I think on the last show, there's nothing to worry about. You're worried about your rights being taken away. No, they don't have to be taken away. No matter who's in charge, you're in charge. You make the decision. I see people here on social media that are, who were voting for Harris, and like they're like, oh, such a sad day for America to think that, such a evil person could get in and do, and I'm just mean like, but like, you guys are doing the same thing. Like, so that's what I don't understand. Like all the name calling, they talk about him and name calling, and like, I don't know. And I see all these people just name calling constantly. And when I think about it, for these last 4 years, it's been, what people who support Trump, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, you're against democracy. I mean, it just goes on and on and on about like, the insults, you're deplorables, the deplorable people, So I don't know. I mean, I really think this is like even more of a time, to think of being together. In a way, I'm glad that, Trump won, because I think it would have been worse. Like I do. I think it would have been worse the other way. I think people would have been really, I just think people are exhausted. And, for those who, again, outside of anything political and who or what, people are tired of all this crap all the time and, living the way that we're living, and the taxes, the inflation, the wars, the everything. I mean, let's just be real. It's been a pretty, hectic time since, COVID started. It's just gotten heavier and heavier. I feel, I don't know. I mean, personally, I feel like a little relief. I mean, at least there's a chance of like some kind of common sense to take place. But again, I don't believe in the government anyway. My thoughts are always to encourage people to, just stop dealing with the federal government. We don't need them. Maybe if we want to hire them, to make a few roads or something, like we just say, okay, we'll pool our money together in this area, and then, we'll give it to the federal government to hire a crew and come in. But some say we don't even need them. Like it's such a crazy thing, when you think about it, that you have this government and everybody puts their, everybody's supposed to be subservient to it. And then they talk about everything under the guise of freedom. But even with Trump coming in the office, I mean, everybody's talking about, oh, we're free again. I'm like, well, I mean, are we though? I mean, how free are we? We're still, you still got to get up and, make enough money to keep the lights on, and that kind of stuff. What I'm saying is our society's not built to sustain everyone. Our society's still built in a way, of competition and control and limitations, So, and for those like, that would say, oh, you earn, go out, make your money or whatever. But I mean, you're always trading hours of your life for, there's one band that I like called Killing Joke, and they have I think their song, I don't know if the song is Age of Greed or Money Is Not Our God, but they say, spending hours working for the cash you've already spent, and it's like kind of true, when you think about it. So listen, guys, I just wanted to come on here quick today after what happened after yesterday, because I really wasn't sure how it was going to play out. I anticipated that there could have been more chaos. Maybe they will start riots or something now. Who the frig knows, whatever they do. Maybe they'll try to, something will be done to, assassinate Trump or something before he gets in, or, put him in jail, or, I don't know, put him on one of Elon's rockets and send them up into space. Who the frig knows? But, the truth is, like, don't put all your eggs in the basket. I see people even, my buddy Mark Drost, I got to give him another plug. Look him up, Mark Drost. You can look him up on Facebook, and he was always screaming about Trump, and but a lot of hateful speech, I would say, for a person that talks about we shouldn't have hate. But let's see here. Let me just quickly. What did he post? What did he post? Oh, jeez. Let me go to his page. Here it is. What did he say? Oh, yeah. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, okay? So when Trump was announced the winner, he posted on his Facebook, "You sick bleeps." That's the F word. "You sick bleeps." I don't want to curse for all the people that may be listening with their children and pets out there, but "You sick bleeps. I hope you enjoy the loss of your country." Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. It's just like that. To me, that viewpoint is insanity, because like that means that you are giving your power away to the entity of the government, either side, whatever side you believe, right? So I mean, I don't know. My goal here, on Operation Status Quo is to always take it back to center, take it back to the individual level, take it back to the community level, and just remember that the media media is a machine. We're not told what's really going on. We really don't know. Like I said before, they can all be best friends backstage, and they just say, okay, you're gonna win. Then you're gonna do this. And the people are all gonna follow you. Do. Who the frig knows? I'm saying, like, again, I like Trump because I think he's a funny character. It's like watching wrestling, and you're like Hulk Hogan or something. That's probably I think that's a good example of why Hulk Hogan was with Trump on some of those campaign rallies and such. But people, please, don't make this a whole, like, your whole life is over and you're all upset. I saw other people posting, oh, I cried all the way home, driving home, I was crying. I woke up this morning, I was crying again. Like, what are you crying? What are you talking about? Like, what are you crying for? It's like, and that's that comes to the ultimate thing with me all the time. Just like, I just want to see individuals, like, have guts, and I don't even mean that you got to be tough or you got to be mean. I just mean, like, believe in yourself and just, like, have guts, like to stand up for yourself. You're allowed to question what you don't like. You're allowed to do things differently than what doesn't coincide with your beliefs. It's just all about being kind to your fellow neighbor, being authentic and true. I got a friend that, well, I guess he's a friend. We haven't spoken in a while, but I got this one friend that I have, and the guy always says, he knows it. He says he's I'm trying to say that he's kind of an ass, right? I want to say he's kind of an asshole, but he says that he's an asshole. I mean, he says, like, I know I'm an asshole. And that's why I like the guy, because even though he's kind of an asshole, like, he knows it. So, like, it's not like he's trying to be friendly and, covering it up and being a jerk. Like, he just is kind of a jerky way about him, but it doesn't mean, that he should be disregarded, as a human being and, doesn't deserve to have love and happiness in his life. I mean, that's his journey. If he feels he has to be a little, jerky, whatever, he has to get past. But I appreciate the fact that he's able to say, yeah, I'm kind of an ass. Maybe that's what I should say. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I'm kind of an ass. I know. That's for darn sure. All right. I don't have my, where's my AO? There we go. Hey-o. All right, well, I'm going to leave it because really I have nothing to say. I mean, there's nothing to gloat. I'm not gloating. I am happy in a way, because I just happen to resonate with that way more, But I at the end of the day, we are all equal. We're all, in this together. And, I think the most important thing is for us we don't have to be in this rat race that's been created for generations and generations, just the whole thing, the education system into, the way we work and how our health deteriorates through, having to live the life that they say we live, and people aren't really living true to themselves, so they start getting sick. And then the pharmaceutical companies are right there ready to swoop in after they poisoned you, with their Oreos and Doritos and Starbucks and all the other nonsense, and then they're ready to swoop right in and give you pills and crap, to make you dead sooner. So, I mean, that's still all going on. It doesn't matter whether Trump or Harris is in, right? So these are the real issues that we need to focus on. We need to get these big entities, all of them, like, out of our lives and start working together, locally, and everything, be with our, our neighbors, know the people in your neighborhood. Who are the people in your neighborhood? Yeah. In your neighborhood. Yeah. In your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? Ah, in your neighborhood. Ooh, in your neighborhood. Yeah. Hey-o. But most of us don't know that, right? Most of us know what's on Netflix, but we don't know who our neighbor is, and then we're worried about who's president. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? So, you saw the thumbnail. Let's all shake hands. Let's all shake hands and be friends, because that's the only way we win, people. We only win as humanity by coming together, not by putting our faith in other people and other organizations and these big corporations and the media and the pharmaceutical companies and the food conglomerates and everything else. We win. We really win. We haven't won yet. You know what I'm trying to say? We really win when the system is dismantled and we, as the people, are in control of, our own lives and our own way, without everybody having to be under one blanket umbrella of, like, cookie cutter. And if you don't think this way, you're a jerk. And if you do this, you're a Nazi. If you think this, you're a wacky liberal and, whatever. Right. So That's what I have for you. Stay positive. Stay strong. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful life. We all chose to be here. Remember that, okay? You chose to be here. You chose to experience the life through the eyes that you're experiencing it through. It was your choice. It is your choice. Every thought, every action, everything you do, your choice. You have the power to do it. So, it is what it is, and this is how we move forward. So let's all just chill to freak out a little bit and be nice. Let's be nice. Be nice. All right? Be nice. And let's enjoy each other and stop. What do we do? We're going to fight another 4 years now over, complaining about him and everything else. So, let's get past it and start, you guys, people who want to complain or whatever you want to take your power back, then, there's nothing violent, but I'm just saying, we all need to take our power back. We need to, I hate to say that. I don't mean anything bad. I mean it in a good way. We need to get rid of the federal government. Okay? I mean, it's really simple. And, they're just the puppets. They're puppets, and the corporations run, and the government disseminates it out to the people and keeps people in line. It comes down to the municipal levels. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? So let the election go. Let's move forward. Okay? And, let's just have joy. That's what we're going to find. Every time you come back here with Operation Status Quo, you'll find a smile on my face and me bringing joy to you, the beautiful people of the world. All right? So thank you for being with me here today on Operation Status Quo. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you very well know, I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. Don't forget to check me out, PetePalma.com, and listen to my tunes out there. Working on that full album, probably going to be released in the spring. So, anyway, I'll be talking about that more. So until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.